Okay, so I'm in Burncross apparently, and I'm going up there. I've been here before, but I say this every time, don't I? But I went in the car last time. But yeah, it's very rural. It's like I'm at outskirts. We used to drive past here all the time, but you probably don't remember that. But it went down that way. So I walked down from there, and I'm going in here. And this is Greenough Woods, in case you couldn't guess. So there's plenty of trails I could take from here, but I do have a specific one in mind. Whether or not it's the correct way, well, you know me. But as you can see, there's a fair few different trails. Now that one looks really good, and sod's law people went up it already before me. Seems for once my luck is actually in, and the way that the other people went is not the way that I need to go. Yay! So it's this way, I think. Look at those trees. I definitely know someone who'd like these. So these long thin trees are very familiar. This is what's at the other side of the woods that I'm sort of heading towards. The ones I saw years ago. If Kim was here now, she'd be moaning at me because I don't know what they are. And she'd be like, how can you not know what a tree is? But I haven't given them all names and stuff. They're just trees. So it's tall, thin trees. Hope you're happy with that, Kim. I think they've been cutting some of them down. It's very empty looking there. I just love this junction. Trails in every direction. So it brought me along here, and now I'm in here, admiring the view of this pond. And the water's lovely and clear. I mean, obviously it's covered in leaves, but where there aren't any leaves you can see right through to the bottom, which is really nice. It's so clean. Not like the water near us. And the main road is down there. So at least the car park that I've been in before, but that was when I used to drive up here, but I didn't come to this side. I went over in the opposite direction, which is where I'm going to head today. So I came across from there, and now coming into the car park. This is the car park we used to come in all the time. There was pretty much always a space, which was good. There was a spot a little bit further up that you could also park at, which was a little bit less used, I think, but obviously it was smaller as well. And you could walk along to, I think it's Warncliffe Heath, I think. But you can also get there down here, but obviously it takes longer to get there. But this apparently is the easygoing trail. I've been on this so many times, but I haven't been for quite a few years now. I think it goes round in a circle, basically. Look at this walk through the trees, though. It's awesome. I loved this the first time I saw it. So I came here a long time ago, and I think I did send you some pictures. But in fact, I might not even send you pictures, it might be before you could even send pictures. But I probably brought them to you and said, look over there, but in the distance. So I didn't know what any of that was at the time, because I'd not been here that long, I don't think. I used to look down this hill and just sit and have a picnic on that ledge. but I've not really explored as much then as I have now. But today I'm going down here. I can hear horses in the field. I'm not sure where the field is, but there is a field clearly somewhere and horses in it, and they're talking to each other. But I keep finding walking trails that don't show up on maps, which I kind of do all the time, don't I? They kind of cherry pick which trails they include for some reason. Because you'd understand if it was ones that had sort of like only been added recently, you know, like people create the lines, don't they, by just going, well, I'm going to take a shortcut this way, and it creates a path. But this has been here years. I mean, it's got to be at least 15 years since I first came here, at least. So it's not exactly new. So this is further than I went last time. The last time I was here, I probably came not quite as far as this time, because that path there is the one that I just came in on, but it's very small and narrow, whereas I stuck to the larger path last time. Probably went not much further than that bench I showed you last time, so I didn't come down this way. So this is as new to you as it is to me. But look at the view though. I know I say this every single time, don't I? That it's amazing, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? I wouldn't come here if it was rubbish. Who goes out of the way to look at something that's not nice? Not many people. Imagine you could live there. Not that bit. Here. That's the country road. Could block that off. Just access for us only. But I love this kind of cliff edge style walk. Reminds me a little bit of being in Castleton when you walk across the top of the hills. And there's little pathways a bit like this. The weather's dreadful, but the view is absolutely worth it. This is the end of the trail, or this part of the trail anyway, before I cross over the road. And it's still all new to me, I don't recognise where I am. This is a nice bend in the road. I honestly don't know if I've been here before. Like it. Wow, that's a busy road. Should be a bridge there or something. Look in and get splatted. So this apparently is the Birley Stone, or the Côte d'Orty Bridge. And apparently I pronounced that wrong. Apparently it's supposed to be pronounced Ooty Bridge. The woman at the farm said to me that I'd pronounced it wrong, and I says, oh well, maybe I used to pronounce it Outerbridge, but I'm going to pronounce it Outerbridge. And she goes, but that's wrong, but that's wrong. And I know I was being a bit of an arse to her because obviously she's a local, I'm not, so she clearly knows better than I do. But it seems wrong to pronounce it that way. It just doesn't feel right, you know what I mean? Even though I probably am in the wrong. Because I heard someone else pronounce it like that as well. Because at first I thought maybe it was just her. But then I heard someone else say it and I thought, oh, it must be me then. But I'd not really been up here very often, so not many people had mentioned the place. But I think it's a bit like when you watch those American YouTubers and they say Yorkshire in England, and it just makes you go, no, it's Yorkshire. So I'm kind of doing the same thing. I feel kind of bad about that, but I did it anyway. But I still just in my head pronounce it Outerbridge, even though I probably am wrong. Anyway, I'm here, wherever I am, and the view is still stunning. So check this out. Just walked along here. Stunning view, stunning view. And then look, I can see Wind Gardens. What a tree. Imagine the fun the cats would have climbing in that. So I'm further down the trail and I've come to another scary road that I've got to cross. Although I don't think this one's as busy. I've only seen one car go past while I've gone along this trail, and it runs parallel with the road. So hopefully not quite as death-defying as she says, and then the van turns up. Typical. But it's a windy road, look at that. And very, very narrow. And here we go. And we made it. Well, look, houses up there. Somewhere else you could live. So, as per usual, I think I am going to end up somewhere completely different to where I was anticipating ending up. But this trail was too good to ignore. I had to follow it. And I have a suspicion I do know where I'm going to end up, but we'll see if I'm right. And if I am, that will be quite good because it is actually somewhere that I wanted to explore further. It's another place that I went probably like 15-20 years ago and then never went further out. So if I'm right, I've linked them up like I've been trying to do with some of the other places that I told you about. But I could be wrong, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm definitely getting closer. Wind Gardens is getting a lot clearer, so somewhere down there's a tram stop. Although I don't know if I'm going to go back on tram anyway. We'll see. Depends if I'm right about where I think I'm going to end up. So it's looking like this is the place that I remember from years ago, but the weirdest part about it is, as you can see, the building houses here. But I remember walking along somewhere, and I'm sure it was here, because it seems too much of a coincidence that there'd be two spots like this. But they were building them then. And that's the weird thing, because it's got to be, like I say, it's at least 15 years since I came here. And they can't surely still be building them. So it makes it seem, to me, like they were building something, they tore it down and now they're building something else. Which, I get 15 years is a long time, but to build something and then rip it down and build something else, it's not actually that long, if you see what I mean. And I'm sure this is the bit that I came along before, and they were building something. It didn't look like this either, so whatever it was before, I think they have torn it down. And yet it wasn't finished then. Very strange. I mean, unless it's somewhere further along and I am misremembering. But I'm certain this is the spot that I came to. And it was all blocked off. Not the same as this, but it was along here because I've wondered for years what it was. And probably now I'll never find out. Because now apparently it's going to be houses. So this is it. This is where it brings me out. Just to spare my confusion getting any worse. It's actually not quite where I thought it was, so the place that I was thinking of where they were building something is actually further along. So from here, I think it'd be sort of to the right-ish. But yeah, it's a while since I saw it, like I say, so my memory's obviously not serving me that well. But it was somewhere around here that I went on one of the trails, but there are loads of them, obviously, as you know. So I'll probably try and find that another time. I think for now I'm going to head back. But it would be interesting to sort of connect the dots, because I do remember coming along here, but I walked lots of different ways when I came here the last time. And like I say, that's a long time ago, so I wonder if it's all built up now. I might actually know what it is.